Hi, hello, welcome to Daily Profit Bazaar. You all can recollect on Monday about Nifty, I said rather than 21,000 being nearer or expecting another fall, I said 22,500 appears to be more closer. And even yesterday and today, Nifty has proven me right. Even on a day when Nifty has fallen by more than 100 points, I'm still suggesting the same things to you, precisely speaking 136 points. I'm yet telling you that it is still a good news compared to the global index. If you see the global markets, there has been quite a turmoil and a lot of correction has happened. But if you consider what we have observed in our markets from the past 1 month, it is not that that our markets have totally crashed. They're very resilient, looks very resilient. Of course, we have come down by nearly 1,000 points, but you have seen in today's markets that 1,000 points, our markets they tend to move in a matter of a day or two. That's how quickly our response has become with respect to bounce backs also is concerned. But overall, the news flow that is coming, you'll be surprised to know in midst of all this, talk of recession, in midst of all the talk of further tariff and all these things, still the good news flow is coming in. You'll be surprised. That's why I said you'll be surprised. But before that, as usual, in our program flow, I would give you what Nifty did today and also add where Nifty has support and resistance. And after that, as I promised you, we'll look at what is the good news flow that is coming and how it is going to affect the market. Today, if you see our thumbnail, we've already indicated, we've already put it outright that there is quite a possibility that Nifty will regain 23,000. And I won't stop there. By October, it appears Nifty may even gain 26,000, and in a 2 years or so, in 2 or 3 years time, you'll even see Nifty even at 30,000. That's a very bold prediction to make, isn't it? But there are quite very good reasons for me to make those predictions. You may agree with me, you may disagree with me, but once the news flow is over, probably you'll all agree with me. So, as I told you, there's a lot of positive news that I have today in midst of all this gloom and doom. So just let us look at them. Even before that, I want to discuss about where is the support and resistance for Nifty, because for traders who are looking immediately for tomorrow or for the weekend, these things matter a lot. So let us look at where the Nifty's resistance and support is. So Nifty has support at 22,017, and if you remember, Nifty regained this level on Monday. You may you may remember very well. After the massive fall of around 500 points, the pullback of around 500 points happened in Nifty. And when it pulled back 500 points, it came down to 22,217. As such, the fall was, let me correct myself, the fall was around 1,000 points and Nifty regained 500 points. When Nifty regained 500 points, this is the level it precisely came to 22,020 odd. And that is where Nifty has support. But more stronger support is available at 21,800. This is where Nifty has better support. And I don't see Nifty breaking 21,800 at least this week or next week, unless and until there is absolutely some very negative news flow again coming, or some geopolitical turmoil. If at all that happens, Nifty may retest 21,800. But more or so, Nifty may try to gain 22,515. I'm talking about the resistance part of it. And once 22,515 holds, this weekend, if Nifty closes Above 22,700, many people will be surprised. There may be a short covering also happening. And even if 23,000 and 23,500 comes early next week, you can say that you heard it here. You heard it on Daily Profit Bazaar first. So there's definitely a possibility that Nifty may regain 23,000 to 23,500 early next week. Much of it depends on Nifty regaining 22,700, and data is suggesting, the news flow is suggesting that yes, even R2 may be broken and 22,700 either tomorrow or day after tomorrow may become reality. So similarly in the bank Nifty, again today it was a very flat kind of a session today. It hardly, half a percent movement was there today. More or less it ended flat only. But let me tell you, even bank Nifty is showing signs of a lot of what do you call, possibility of turning bullish. There are signs visible. So if you are asking about support and resistances with respect to bank Nifty is concerned, the support is coming up very close at 50,096, but more good support is available at 49,684. So what the technicals are indicating in terms of bank Nifty is bank Nifty may be sideways for this week until and unless there is a stronger momentum from Nifty. Bank Nifty appears to be sideways. So we can expect bank Nifty to trade between 49,800 to 50,200. Yet, if at all Nifty turns bullish, bank Nifty will also mirror it, and then there is high chances that R1 can be broken. That is, resistance at 50,860 can be broken, and Nifty in early next week. Bank Nifty in the early next week, quite possible that it can move to 51,200. That is what is on the technicals. What I am seeing on the technicals is, though bank Nifty will be in a range for tomorrow and day after, but early next week here also, just like how I spoke in Nifty, that Nifty can break through 23,000 and 23,500. Here also I see nearly 1,000 point movement towards 51,200 early next week, unless and until some geopolitical shakeup happens, and we hope nothing like that happens, and Nifty and bank Nifty both move in the positive direction. Now I was telling you there is sufficient news flow, positive news flow, to suggest a bullish momentum in both the indices, and not only that, in the long term I see a lot of good happening to our index and to our economy. There's a reason for that. We'll have a look at our news. Now here is the first news item. I don't know what to speak about this news. The Chinese ambassador here wants India to support China to overcome the difficulties of this tariff. The statement is, China calls on India to jointly oppose US abuse of tariffs, I believe. Now, Indian foreign minister has indirectly already answered. Now, I will share that news a little later. But, this is a country which we don't trust much. And they've done nothing trustworthy to change our perspective. Imagine, in 2020, at the height of the COVID crisis, this country found it as an opportunity to, come and occupy our territory, both in Ladakh and also in a few places in the northeast. Unfortunately, some of our soldiers lost lives. They fought very bravely, and they taught China a lesson for lifetime. And our finance minister has already replied for it. She's already replied with respect to tariffs. But stronger indication as how we are looking all at this tariff situation came from our foreign affairs minister. He gave an indirect answer to this proposal of jointly opposing US tariffs. So There is a talk of India and America getting into a trade deal. I will discuss about that also. But let me tell you, we have no reason to cooperate with China unless and until China gives a very good reason for us to reciprocate to it in positive terms. So one of what I have a suggestion is, if they are willing to go back from Aksai Chin and hand over the occupied territories to us, then we can look at looking at China positively. So anyway, this is not a channel to discuss strategic affairs. We are here to discuss about finance, but definitely geopolitics plays a very big role in finance. So that is the reason I shared with you this information, and this information has a can connect a lot of dots. It is one of the reasons why you will see our Nifty back at 26,000. You'll also in few years see Nifty at 30,000 and more also. So I'm giving you a good news amidst all this gloom and doom. Now on to the second news flow. Look at this news, it's very interesting. It says India may replace China as a manufacturing hub. So Apple is shifting more of its iPhone production to India. Now, 1 in 4 phones by this year end, I believe, will be manufactured in India. Now, if this is the case in 2025, I think by 2028, one in every 2 phones will be manufactured in India, or possibly there may come a time when India would start producing 75% of all the iPhones that is shipped worldwide. So I look at a lot of good because of this news, and it builds its own ecosystem. And I'm boldly telling you, in the long run, maybe in 10 years or 15 years time, India will replace China as a manufacturing. Now I think you understand the game that is happening, or what US is doing in terms of tariffs. The US president very boldly made a statement yesterday. He lacks no courage, frankly speaking. But he made a wonderful statement yesterday. He said, we are not here to give China profits. We don't want their military to keep becoming stronger and threaten us. China, the way China operates is very different from others. They are a communist country, first of all. They look at the world only in terms of two ideas. Number one, those countries which are subservient or satellite to Chinese expansionism, Chinese interests. The second is they look at every other country as an enemy. They look at us also as an enemy. They look at America as also as an enemy. So this is their mentality. And with this mentality, the Chinese ambassador is expecting that India should, extend support and also cooperate to, fight, or whatever their word, to stop the abuse that America is doing in terms of tariffs. We have our own ways to work with America. Let us look at in the further news flow. So I'm going to the third news flow. This is a little concerning. This particular news flow is concerning the US administration. US President Donald Trump said they may be looking at major tariff on pharmaceutical imports, medicines. So this is a concerning news for our pharma. Today, Dr. Reddy reacted negatively, but it has nothing to do with this particular news. Dr. Reddy's reaction was more or less to do with that income tax notice. But we'll have to closely watch the news flow that comes with respect to tariffs on pharmaceuticals. But it is not that easy for America to impose a very big tariff on the pharma sector, because end of the day it is essential medicine. It's not going to be that easy, and US does not manufacture or mass manufacture many of the medicines. So it has got its own negative repercussion on the US health sector also. So we'll have to look at it, what information further comes from America. In the meanwhile, European Union today evening has imposed a retaliatory tariff, and even China is up in arms. China wants to fight it up to the end. It has nearly curtailed or put restrictions on 18 US companies. More details are expected soon. These news are flashing as I'm talking. Normally, every day we are live at 7 o'clock. When we are live at 7 o'clock, I'm sorry, 7 o'clock we are live in Canada. I beg your pardon. At 9 o'clock we are live in English. At 9 we are live in English. So our what we basically do is, even you can see in our what do you call screen, we display that also. We normally, what we do, we discuss Nifty, we discuss Bank Nifty, we discuss multi-bagger stock, and we discuss also a few breakout stocks. But this week the news flow has been so much more towards tariff, and that along with the tariff, the geopolitical situation that is emerging, and the way the world is in a new kind of a tariff turmoil. For a few days I've stopped discussing about multi-baggers and about breakout stocks, but we'll be back at it. I'm indicating that things will get normal by the next week. You can expect a lot of good news, also further good news in the Indian economy. And the RBI governor today, in his report, gave a lot of indications in that direction. So let us go to the next news flow. By the way, as I told you already, this news is very concerning regarding the Indian companies. So this is where the positive news is. That's where I told you, watch out, by October Nifty will, by Dasara or by Deepavali, okay, Nifty will be back at 26,000 and even further move higher in the next few years. So there is a trade deal expected by October. I told you, our foreign minister did not directly reply to what the Chinese ambassador made as a comment. But look, connect the dots. The answer is right in front of you. He answered the Chinese. He replied to them. I would say he replied to them. He subtly said, better China looks at relationship with India and takes it seriously. We have a lot of disagreements, and even with respect to an unsettled border also. So he has given an indication that India and America are going to sign a trade deal by October. That is going to be very good for our markets, trust me. So not only that, now connect the dots. Connect the dots. Apple moving its manufacturing more to India. Okay, that is one of the dots. I showed you that dot. Second, China in panic. Third, more or less, I shared with you, India would become a major manufacturing hub for the world. So you can understand where the shift is going to happen. Now, let us look at the next news flow. There is enough clue that I've given you where what kind of shift we can expect in the coming years. So here is one news which I won't confirm, but I found it on X, and it comes from a very reliable source also. I won't name the source also, because I am not confirming that news. It's just that I noticed it. So there is a, what do you call, Modi government is finalizing to bring in these gaming companies, all these gaming companies, gambling I would call it. Literally, it has become gambling companies. More than gaming, it's become gambling only. This gambling under money laundering laws, and a few stocks that are connected to these kind of sports companies may definitely come under strain in the market. Since this news is not confirmed, I will not speak much about it, but itna nazara to kafi hai. Those who are what you call experienced traders will know what I am hinting towards. Now we'll go to the next news item. So as I told you, RBI governor, came out with the announcement of reduction of 25 basis points. Definitely, home loans are going to get cheaper. Vehicle loans are supposed to get cheaper. He also, reduced the GDP growth by around 0.2% from 6.7% to 6.5%. But I don't think so. Markets are going to take that very negatively. That was expected actually. But with a good monsoon coming up, okay, hopefully, because even he indicated towards that also. He said the agriculture sector is looking very promising because all the reservoirs in the country are almost at good capacity. So he indicated that that looks promising and it looks good. And he also shared an information that manufacturing service sector is showing signs of revival. This was the one of the reasons, the market started correcting even before this, all this tariff and other things. There was a strain that our economy was showing a little bit of what do you call, especially the service sector was showing a little bit strain, and even manufacturing also. But the RBI governor is looking at a revival, and not only that, he gave an indication that this rate cut is not not going to be a one off kind of a thing. There's going to be further rate cuts also. More rate cuts are going to happen, and if more rate cuts are going to happen, that is very good for the industry because borrowing becomes cheaper. And he also indicated that the bank's balance sheets are very healthy. That is where I said, Bank Nifty is showing signs of what do you call, strength, and probably very soon may turn bullish. But that will also depend on Nifty. It will depend on Nifty, but I'm just sharing with you what I noticed. And not only that, he also said the corporate sector balance sheets are very, very healthy. Overall, this is a good picture, especially in the kind of a global environment we are seeing today. I would tell you this is an excellent picture. Nothing wrong with that. Now, here in this particular news, in this little highlights that you're seeing, there's a lot of ideas that you can get if you're trained well. Like, for example, home loans and vehicle loans to get cheaper. Watch out for the auto sector. Watch out which are all the stocks that are going to move. For that, you need to be trained. I don't believe in this calls and tip culture. The best call and tip you can give yourself is your own confidence. For that, you have to develop your knowledge base. So, what we are doing is, I suggest you to visit www.donkeysprofit.com. We are providing training freely for all our members. This is our website. You go to our website, click on Join Daily Profit Bazaar Premium Membership. We charge only 17 rupees per day cost for the membership. You can take our 3 months membership also. You get a training worth around 5,000 rupees absolutely free. Means by taking this membership, you will get started. Along with that, we will give you the list of breakout stocks on an everyday basis. We'll give you multi-bagger data, and we'll also give you regular feed of technical analysis. You can take a 6 months membership package. As I told you, we give the training absolutely free of cost. So here we'll teach you all option strategies. We'll teach you all the major option strategies worth nearly 10,000 rupees. And along with that, we give you input about jackpot stocks. We give you a regular input about breakout stocks. We provide you technical analysis on live basis. So this is going to be very profitable for you. And the best, what I recommend is to go for a premium membership that is of 1 year, because you will get an institutional level training program worth 25K absolutely free of cost. Here, what you learn is you learn macroeconomics, you learn microeconomics, you learn fundamental analysis, you'll also learn technical analysis, you'll learn how to read graphs. The greatest advantage is by attending, I know I call these programs a SMART. The meaning of the word SMART is self-managed asset for retail trader. This is what SMART means. Okay, meaning you can manage your assets very well, whether it is investment or trading. You will be able to make your own kind of absolute correct analysis and judgments. Because in market, what happens to for trading or for investment, the biggest problem that comes is fear. One is absolutely there, definitely greed, but what complicates is the fear. Now, in the combination of this fear and greed, if you have good knowledge, then you can forget the fear, you can forget the greed. You will not operate emotionally, but you will operate with risk management. you will operate with money management, and you will make it such wonderful for your own good cause that you will always be profitable in any kind of time duration that is possible. So that is the reason I even suggest that you go for a 1 year premium membership. Learn after all in 24 hours. I mean 24 hours is I'm not saying that you will be learning the whole thing in a day. I mean in 2 hour session, in 12 sessions, you will be able to master all that I have discussed now, and it's going to be very, very valuable for you. So I suggest go to donkeysprofit.com. Even in the description, we have added a link. Click on join Daily Profit Bazaar premium membership, and you can take our membership to avail one of the best institutional level training programs and get absolute good benefit out of it from our also included packages that I've already discussed with you. Meaning, I told you also, we give you regular breakout stock information, multi-bagger information. So this information is provided to you. Now, I I also want to suggest one more thing to you, which is very, very important. That is, unless and until you learn money management and risk management, no tips or calls are going to be of any use to you. So it is very, very important. This is the reason I keep stressing. So other than this, if you have liked our program, do please share and also subscribe. Every day at 9 o'clock, we are live here. Join us, and you can even go to the comment box. You can type in your comments, and in the next program, I'll pick up these questions and answer them also. If you have any stock related queries or any queries that you have, I'll be answering those queries. So, with that, I'll see you tomorrow, same time at 9 o'clock. See you again. Thank you for watching this program. Thank you very much. See you again. I hope tomorrow your day is very profitable at the market. Thank you.